I am Dr. Alicia Odewale. I'm assistant professor at the University of Tulsa and an archaeologist and National Geographic explorer. Greenwood as a district is a historic space where people that have been here for generations, they are still here. Their living descendants are still here, and it's a story of survival and changing the narrative from a story of death and Black trauma to one of Black power and Black resilience and Black survivance that is over several generations and is still going strong. People think they know all about Greenwood, or they know about the Tulsa Race Massacre, and they've seen movies, they've heard stories, they might have even read a book or two. But now we're in this new season where a lot of our survivors have passed on. And now it's left to the next generation to carry the story forward. And what are we going to do with it? And one of the things that I can do with it is use my skills in archaeology to tell the story in a new way. And the way that I'm coming through this story is, one, as a Black archaeologist born and raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but also as a descendant of a survivor of the Tulsa Race Massacre. His name was Robert Ware. He was my great-great-uncle. I'll say one of my worst days where I just had to break down in the field. I'm probably gonna start crying now. I'm part of the mass grave search. We were in the cemetery, and that was the day we uncovered a row of coffins that were child size. And seeing a row of coffins that's, no bigger than, my own kids, it was just a lot for me to take. Thinking about a mass grave, you don't expect to find children. Because I think most of the story has been only focused on mainly men and treating this as a war that happened between men, but this was about families, trying to erase families, and children were part of that story. And even though I'm an archaeologist, I almost fainted that day. And I just remember thinking, it's hard to walk through a space and only be this objective scientist. That doesn't exist for me here. This is home for me. One thing about this story, and why it's important to tell the story right now, is that whenever we talk about Greenwood, we don't want to just talk about what happened in 1921, but how the community rebuilt itself, how it survived, and how it continues to survive against all odds. And all the archaeology that we're doing is more to highlight the remnants, the fragments of history that's left behind to tell that story and bear witness to that survival. The way history comes alive is when you can pair archaeological evidence with the mapping evidence, with someone's oral testimony, with census records, with a lot of data that's connected to someone's lived experience, and layer those things together to present a really strong case of what happened in a space. For some, that legacy has been erased, but for some, it's still there. We just need to go and find it. And there's so much that we have left to do. We're just getting started.